An article in Times Now: the Lady Macbeth of the Grover case, who has gone an extreme length to feed her ambition, even if it means putting her jilted lover in the dock and moreover taking the life of an innocent. Neeraj Grover was a television executive working for Synergy Adlabs, a Mumbai-based production house. Maria Susairaj was a new and small-time South Indian film actress, and Lieutenant Emil Jerome Matthew, a naval officer, was her boyfriend. Both were said to be getting engaged 2 months later. Neeraj Grover was helping Susairaj to establish a foothold in the television industry and had also arranged few auditions for her. Susairaj had once told Matthew that Grover had a crush on her, but she did not reciprocate. She had also stayed at Grover's apartment for a few days. Susairaj was moving into her new rented apartment, and Grover was helping her with the move. On 6 May 2008, Grover reportedly went to meet Susairaj and was never found again. When his friends and family could not trace him for over 24 hours, his family filed a missing persons report. Grover's family told police that they suspected the involvement of his female friend in his disappearance. One of Grover's friends called up on his mobile, and Susairaj answered the call. She answered that Neeraj had gone out forgetting his cell phone with her. The friend later came and picked up the cell phone a couple of days later. Susairaj, when questioned by police, claimed that though Grover had met her on Tuesday night, he left at 12 a.m. to meet some friends for a party in Andheri. Susairaj continued the same statement for 10 days. During questioning, she had told the police that she was shopping. Susairaj had initially told police that she borrowed a Centro car from Matthew's friend Jitesh for going out shopping in Dadar while answering the call. Police were able to trace the location at which the call was answered. It was around Menor, a forest area between Mumbai to Ahmedabad National Highway. This turned out to be a key lead for police as Susairaj, during questioning before her arrest, Grover visited Susairaj's Malad apartment, Dheeraj Solitaire, at 22 hours on 6 May to help her settle in. At the same time, Matthew called her up and got upset to hear a male voice in background. When Susairaj told Matthew that Grover had come over to help her, Jerome asked Maria not to allow Neeraj to stay overnight. Matthew at that time was living in Kochi. However, he took a flight and came to Mumbai the next day without telling Susairaj. He reached her apartment at 7:30 a.m. Susairaj opened the door and Matthew went straight into the bedroom to find Grover in the room. As per media and police reports, the two men had argument and then engaged in a physical fight. Matthew grabbed a kitchen knife and stabbed Grover, who died on the spot. On 25 May, the crime branch recovered a 9-inch knife from Susairaj's apartment complex. Police believed that the knife was used to kill Grover. Around 11 a.m. the same day, Susairaj went to a nearby mall and purchased bags, air freshener, curtains, bed sheets, and knife. She later told police that she did this on Jerome's instructions. They both then took the dead body to the kitchen and chopped it into several pieces, stuffing them into the bags Susairaj had earlier bought. While many media outlets reported that Grover's body had been chopped into 300 pieces, the judge in the case would later state that this was far from the facts on record, and that such a description had caused confusion and had outraged the general public. Susairaj borrowed a car from her friend and dumped the bags in the vehicle's boot whilst the building security guard watched them load the car. At 16:30 the same day, they drove towards Menor after buying 2 bottles of petrol at Bhayandar. They soaked the bags in petrol and set it on fire in a jungle near Aimgaon village in Menor. After burning the dead body, They returned to Mumbai the same night at 9:30 p.m. Maria Susairaj, along with Jerome Matthew, on her way to Manor in a friend's borrowed car to dispose of Grover's body, accidentally answered a call on Grover's mobile while she was pulling it out of her denim pocket to see who the caller was. She had kept Grover's mobile with her after the murder. Although she immediately disconnected the call, police were able to trace the location at which the call was answered. This turned out to be a key lead for police as Susairaj. Jitesh was a Colaba-based naval officer and was at sea at the time of the incident. Susairaj requested Jitesh to stand by her if the police questioned him. It was stated that Jitesh refused to lie as his travel records would prove otherwise. Susairaj then admitted to the police that she lied for personal reasons, and it was then she revealed the true name of the car owner, Kiran Shreyas. Shreyas told the police that Susairaj had borrowed the car saying she wanted to go to Dadar for shopping with Matthew. Police later brought the car owner and witnesses to the police station where Susairaj broke down and gave her version of the crime, up to and including the disposal of the body. This act of Susairaj also made her a prime suspect. Crime branch found out that Matthew had called Susairaj nearly 1,000 times between 7 and 20th May 2008. The crime branch got suspicious and questioned Susairaj. The knife, which was thrown into a garbage chute, was not recovered for several days despite police searching the house several times. However, they had earlier sent a couple of seized knives for forensic tests to look for DNA samples. The tests turned out to be negative. On 8 May 2008, Matthew was called for questioning by the Malad police. He told them he had come to Mumbai for a naval training session. The police did not verify his claim with the naval authorities. Matthew and Susairaj had repainted a wall to hide the bloodstains. Malad police did not ask them why one wall was colored differently from the rest. Maria Monica Susairaj was found not guilty of the killing, but guilty of destroying evidence and was sentenced to a maximum 3 years imprisonment. She was released the following day with time served. Jerome Matthew was found guilty of culpable homicide not amounting murder and of destroying evidence. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison for the killing and 3 years for destroying evidence. The sentences will be served concurrently, with 3 years' time served already applied. The court has also fined Susairaj and Matthew Rs 50,000 to be paid to Neeraj Grover's family.